why do you think most of recruiters struggle in achieving their day-to-day targets? It could be from submissions, it could be interviews, or the placements. Now, as a recruiter, you know that our job is to make revenue for an organization, and you know that. But doing our job is becoming difficult day by day. Now, if we compare our job with other professions, let's say doctor says that treating patients is difficult for me. Engineer says that building bridges are difficult for me. And the laborer says that doing my day-to-day work is difficult for me. Now, we need to think a little bit differently here. That is recruiting that much difficult if comparing to other industries or other professions? Now, the question is, are we making it difficult, or it itself has a difficulty in this what profession? Let me take you a little bit deep inside. Every industry has its pros and cons, the way they grow, the way they do not grow. Now every profession has its difficulties and its opportunities. Now, the same way, if we look at a recruiting industry, there are people who are doing excellent and people they are struggling. Now, what I have understood is it is all to do with the way we approach the things, that how we do. For example, initially, when we got into the job, we learned things from here and there from the senior. We observed people doing it and we have done it. Then we have seen results happening. Interviews came in, placements came in. Now the same thing we kept on repeating. Now we are at certain experience level. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. Now still, if you just look at the way you do things, whatever that has progressed, you will notice that most of your time that you are doing the same thing what you have done in the past. And whatever you're doing, that is not different to the junior recruiters or senior recruiters or your level of recruiters are doing. The same way of approaching to the market, the same way approaching the people, the same way you understand a need, the same way you do certain tasks. Now, doing the same thing again and again and expecting other results, don't you think this is what is stopping the productivity? We are running an autopilot. Majority of the recruiters are running an autopilot without their conscious awareness, without their knowledge. They are just doing the same thing and again every day, and they're worried why the results are not matching to their expectation. So one side, you do the same thing and expect other results, it's definitely not going to work. So what is the reason here? The reason being that one, you have done few things so many times that it is just coming from you without any stress. It means that it become your habit, and you have seen results by doing the same thing in the past. Now you thought that let me do the same thing again and again, and you are now stressed why things are not happening. And neither the top level management nor ourselves, that we are not doing the research, we are not doing things differently, approaching to different processes, doing some different frameworks approach or different way of doing things, meaning whatever we are doing, we got to do it in a different manner. So is that happening? If at all that is happening, how you are monitoring it? If at all you are monitoring how you do things differently, if that doesn't work? Now that is what the thought process, the thinking and not doing things differently is one of the major reasons of the recruiter struggle. Not for the recruiters, the bigger teams and bigger companies are struggling the same way because they are not able to observe that how things should work properly when it comes to the way I'm doing it. Now, there is no such number that we call as a KPI, as such a fancy term, key performance indicator, that do you know as a recruiter that what percentage of your effort will bring you the results? Do you know as a recruiter What is that your approaches are going to get you the results? Do you know as a recruiter, if I do certain things, it is going to lead me to here? If you are not doing it, if you are not knowing that your efforts, whatever you're putting here, it is going to take you there, then you are just playing blind. You are just leaving everything to the chance. You are doing everything, but you are expecting somebody else to do things for you, or it could be like you are just doing it without even knowing where it is going to lead you. End of the day, it is easy to blame. It is easy to fall into the victim mindset and thinking that it is really not working. Now, how long you think you would like to take your life like this? How long do you want to take your career like this? You got to take the lead. Break the comfort zone. Break your autopilot mode. For example, today you go and start work, or maybe tomorrow you want to starting. Whatever you do first, don't do it, because you already learned it the way you got to do it. So you need to change the pattern of doing things. If you're emailing in a certain way, change it. You're approaching people in a certain way, change it. You're talking to your candidates in a certain way, change it. The way you're thinking, change it. How much time you're spending to certain work, change it. Change, because that is what, if you change you in your approach, you are going to see the output is changing. This is one of the differences which I have seen in my career, and I'm a big believer of that, because if our life runs on autopilot, there is no change in our life. If our job runs on autopilot, there is no change in our job. So stop the autopilot, take responsibility, and don't do things that is not working. Use a different approaches and see how things are working for you. Let me know what are the first or the few of the things that you are going to change, because I love to see you as a successful individual. I know struggle is there, but what is that you are doing with the struggle is very much important. You are just complaining about it and worried about your career, or you are taking that as an opportunity and understand that yes, this is my time to change myself, my approach, and make sure that this problem doesn't repeat, and you are taking the charge. I leave that up to you, and let me know what else do you want me to share from my experience. Appreciate it once again. I love you all. I love you people, and I would love to see you as successful individuals. Take care and bye-bye.